切符をお取りください。
ご案内いたします。大沼高原到着の前にもう一度停車をいたします。まもなく発車。
Perhaps okay, not quite as good as yesterday.
you get red tuna? More? No.
Yeah, a little bit later.
Shime Saba was really good.
Was that? Even the lean tuna is really good.
Hake? Pretty sure I said half, but that's okay.
I hope it's delicious.
Maybe you're talking. That is. Maybe. Wow, look at this splash. Yeah, you should try this one.
Yeah. I was gonna just say that too. It's so soft and flavorful. It's delicious. Here, you can have one. My bachan wouldn't like that. She picked off every piece of rice from
Take your picture, Diane. Here, take your picture. Oh, it comes with vegetables.
Yeah, my phone is in my bag.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
That's okay. Yeah, I'll get that together. The salt and pepper.
Release the grill.
Oh, I know you're gonna put those on.
No, we gotta start with the
I
lean.
know, yeah.
Start with the lean one.
きゅうりとチョレギサラダとライスは一つ。
はい。
ホルモン
塩ホル。
はい。 It's tenderloin, eh? Wow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, minty.
Wow.
And this will be the number one, without question. And this is the premium. This will be the number one for sure. No question. Wow. Horumon. Okay.
It's delicious.
Very good.
And the salad's good.
Yeah, really good. Okay, horumon.
Okay.
Really want to put more fermented flavor.
What is that one in? Oh, boy. Okay.
Seven.
Right? Most places just cut that off and throw it away. This guy cooks them up and turkeys.
There you go. No.
You got 2 more days before you're judged.
Okay. Two more
And try to
days.
talk to the guy from Hawaii, but he wasn't really
Better than the other premium ones. This one's richer.
It's really
The
good.
richest
This
one.
Yeah.
Tomoishi.
That was delicious. Are you full? Yeah.
Okay. Time to try it.
Try it, yeah.
Okay.
サーモンいくらです。
はい。
はい。
Wow.
They really split this nice.
Amazing.
That would be my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, crab meat's very oily.
yeah. Wow, nice one. I had one of those too. Just the right amount of salt in this.
Perfect.
Yeah. They open this up so nicely. It's so easy to get it out.
What's that, Dave?
Crab vinegar. Special occasion. Have some more. Onaka wa ipai.
Hi. I'm on the hunt for ice cream.
I remember this place was good.
俺準備来たんです。そういうポストなかったのに行ったやつにさ、俺もしたんだ
I'm good, thanks.
The first one? Or just some kind of chicken. I didn't order any tongue.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No, this one's good.
Looks good. No. This one just grilled?
Yeah, delicious. No, Hakodate Station, they were really good too.
The chicken's so moist.
Yeah.
You put shoyu on it?
Some pepper, whatever flavor you want.
Good.
Growing.
This one's weird.
Good. A little bit sweet.
No, it's the nori. This is a funny flavor.
How about this one?
Ginger. The sauce here is
You mean the #1 wing in Japan?
I don't know, this is just as good.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's only grilled.
We didn't have these last time.
Okay, 1 and 1.